Good morning. It's 5:44. Hurricane Erin still a Category 2 storm. Winds at 105, gusts to 125, and moving north-northeast at 17 miles per hour. So we're going to see more and more of that northeast subtle turn as we go through the next day or so, as it continues now to move away from the Outer Banks. Slowly, but it is moving away generally to the northeast. Here's a look at the track over the next couple of days. You see it still is a Category 2 storm, but continuing to move away from our coastline. So that will gradually bring us some improvements. Unfortunately, we're still going to deal with the impacts today. Wind and flooding will be our biggest risk. Here's the long-term track. You see it taking off towards the northern Atlantic by the end of the weekend. So this will be kind of racing off to the northern parts of the Atlantic here soon. So far today, here's a look at some of our peak wind gusts. And I just updated this board here because Cape Hatteras just saw a gust over 50 miles per hour. 51, that top gust for Hatteras. Nags Head, a gust of 47, a gust of 45 for Duck, and 44 for Oregon Inlet. Some portions of Hampton Road, say near Virginia Beach, you've seen some gusts over 30 miles per hour so far. Obviously not as strong as on the Outer Banks there. Here's a look at our wind gust forecast. So what we're expecting through the rest of the day. Would not be surprised to see some more of those gusts up over 50 miles per hour on the Outer Banks. For many portions of Hampton Roads, some gust over 30 a possibility for us. See it there through the midday hours into the early afternoon, and then starting to relax a bit as we go towards this evening and tonight. See those winds more in that gust to 20, 25 miles per hour. This is by 11 o'clock tonight. So most of today going to be quite windy, and then we'll start to catch a little bit of a break by tonight into tomorrow. Those winds really calm down. But those strong north to northeast winds likely going to lead to some problems with tidal flooding. So think of that wind as kind of pushing the water up into the tributaries, and that causes our high tide levels to be higher than what we typically see. First go round of high tides around 8 o'clock this morning, expected to reach into the minor flooding category for spots around Sewell's Point, kind of a central location to Hampton Roads there. By tonight's high tides could sneak up into that moderate flooding category, so up a little bit more. So that means tonight is going to be the biggest flooding problems for us out there. As we go into Friday's high tides, we're back down into that minor category and slowly starting to step down. So it could see some small issues this morning, but expecting some bigger issues for tonight's high tides. So breakdown of what to expect overall. Could still see some ocean overwash on the Outer Banks, where they're expecting that 2 to 4 foot storm surge. That risk for tidal flooding, again, biggest risk for tonight's high tides. Winds 20 to 40, gusts 40 to 60. And again, those strongest gusts obviously on the Outer Banks. We've seen that already. So coastal areas, those gusts will be on the higher side. Inland spots obviously going to be on the lower side of this range for today. Here's a look at satellite and radar picture. As far as rain goes, this is not going to be a huge rainmaker for us, but you can see some of those outer rain bands starting to sneak in, starting to push in along the Outer Banks, even sneaking up into Hampton Road. So don't expect a ton of rain today, but we'll still see some showers as a result. Mixed in with those clouds, there's those strong north to northeast winds, sustained 20 to 30, those gusts even higher as we go through the day. Winds start to relax a little bit for tonight, and the clouds start to break up a little bit too. We'll be back to some decent sunshine for tomorrow. So big time improvements as we go into Friday. So as far as rain chances, I'll throw a 40% chance for today. Again, don't expect a ton of rain, but still some scattered showers. Lower chances as we start the weekend, and then I'm watching a cold front there Sunday to Monday to bring us in a few more showers and maybe even a thunderstorm. So look at the next 7 days. Temperatures mostly in the 80s, so we're still pretty comfortable there. Lower humidity starts tomorrow and Saturday, so it's going to feel much more comfortable. As we go towards the end of the weekend, you see that chance for a few scattered showers.